Aloha everyone, this is the Dormant here. I'm going to be bringing you the Week 2 rankings for the Season 6 of EVL. There's going to be two different rankings here. We're going to have the weekly rankings, where basically it's just Week 2 fights, where they got placed at and everything, and then we're going to have the season rankings, where it adds up to Week 1 and Week 2, and this is where everybody stands in so far for the season. For the weekly rankings for week 2, number 10, we have the Walton Wingles. They suffered a loss this week at a -4. They are a little bit tied right now for this week with the Carolina Garchomps, who took 9. They also take a loss at -4. I kind of put Walton Wingles below because they didn't really remember their mistake from the last battle with the Lucario. Other than that, that was the only really difference. That and the Carolina managed to stop the Mandibuzz sweep. That was a really opinionated difference between the two here. Otherwise, I still believe they both pulled off the best battle that they could do for the weeks that they had this week. For number 8, we have the Florida Rowlets with a loss this week at a -3. For number 7, we have the DC Starmies with a loss this week at -2. And then for Essex Espeons, they have a loss this week, but with a 0 because they both ended up with 1 Pokemon each. So since they both had 1 Pokemon each, there's nothing with their KD ratio or anything like that. We're going into number 5 with the first of the winners for this week. The New York Metas, they won this week with a KD of 0. The Snowdonian Frostmoss won this week with a +2. Then you have the Texas Tyrannotars with a win this week with a +3. And then this is where number 2 and number 1 are a little bit different opinionated and stuff like that. Number 2 is the San Antonio Espers with a win this week with a +4. And Detroit Luxrays had one this week with a +4 as well. I put Detroit Luxrays above the San Antonio Espers because they had a great lead strategy with the Mandibuzz. I'm pretty sure it would have swept the entire thing if not for a Melodic and Rayquaza on the Carolina Garchomp side stopping that sweep. I feel like Mandibuzz could have easily swept it and stuff like that. So 1 and 2, 9 and 10 are a little opinionated. I do apologize. You're more than welcome to tell me your opinions and comments in the comment section down below about any of this thing. But that is the weekly ranking for this fight. Now we're going to be going on to the season rankings. So what this is going to be based on wins, losses, and KDs. The KD is only going to matter whenever there's like a tie between wins and losses between coaches, which we have a lot of this week. So KD is going to matter here a little bit. But at number 10, unfortunately, again, we're going to have the Walton Wingles at a 0-2 with a -7. Now, I know Nate, I know he's one of those, he's had a rough 1 to 2 weeks, but I feel like the third week's going to be really good for him. I know he can bounce back easily. If anything, I know he can have more fun with the weeks and stuff like that, with being able to prep more, stuff like that. At number 9, we have the Essex Espeons with a 0-2 and a -1. Of course, this is the same as Pitch's Curse. Every single season, he does really bad for week 1 and 2 battles. Well, not bad, but he loses the week 1 and 2 battles. Then in the last 3 weeks, he's able to jump back up and everything. For number 8, we have the Snowdonian Frostmoss. 1-1 with a -3. They were shown in the battle with DC Starmans that they're not out of this yet. They just got to climb back up slowly but surely. Number 7, we have the Carolina Garchomps with a 1-1 with a -2. Nothing wrong with this. It's just one of those. Detroit Luxrays had a very excellent turn 1 strat, which is sometimes you just can't help but try to minimize the damage the best you can. Number 6, we have the DC Starmies with a 1-1 with a +1. It's one of those, this is only 2 weeks in. I'm pretty sure all of these coaches can show some amazing stuff and everything, and DC Starmies is one of them. Same with number 5 over here, with the Florida Rowlets with a 1-1 ratio with a +2. Now, with the fight against the Texas Tyranitar, did knock him down a little bit, but I'm pretty sure they're able to bounce back up and everything with some of the other strats they have and everything. For number 4 spot, we have the San Antonio Espers with a 1-1 with +2. Now, I feel like San Antonio Espers is why we did 4 versus 5 with the Florida Rowlets. I put them a little higher is because they have had a little bit more strategies and stuff for this season. And it's one of those they had a little bit extra luck, if that makes sense. Texas Tyranitar is the 3rd with a 1-to-1 ratio with a +4. The perfect example, like I said, just it's not the end of the season. Texas Tyranitar was able to bounce back with the Galarian Zapdos, almost reverse sweeping, I think, to a point. Or not reverse sweeping, but definitely doing a bunch of damage to the Florida Rowlets, help them bump back up on the list and everything. So, like I said, this week's season is not over. These weeks are not over. Every team can fluctuate depending on where they're at. The New York Metas is number 2 with a 2-0 with a +1. And then number 1 is Detroit Luxrays with a 2-0 to +5. Now, don't be saddened or disheartened or offended by anything I have said here or in the where you are in the rankings. Everybody can prove that they can change where they're at in the rankings. So far, like I said, this week has proven that people can fluctuate and you can be anywhere that you want to be. But this is going to be for the weekly rankings and the season rankings for week 2. I cannot wait to show you for week 3, and I can't wait to see what the battles are going to be like. And with that, we'll see you everybody next time.